Hello, and thank you for listening to the Fillet podcast, the best skateboard podcast in the world. Today is Wednesday, May the 4th be with you, 2016. Hello, everyone. I am your host, Andrew James Iron with JunkieMonkeys.com. Join me is Grant Friel, Mike Medina, and today's guest is Josh Kalis. We have so many topics and such limited time, I'm not going to go through them. So let's just get started. Let's talk about the biggest one that was funny and probably the most highlight of the week was Eric Koston getting on Wknd and then getting off a Wknd.
When the weekend ended?
Yeah, when the weekend ended. Yeah. Wasn't that something else, huh?
Yeah, it was on the weekend for the weekend.
Yeah. Wasn't that great? Josh, what did you think about that?
I don't know. It's cool, you know? It's cool.
Did you jump off? Did you see the footage of him getting on?
I did, yeah. But to be real with you, I had no idea what Wknd was.
Right, that's right. Yeah, and I found that was pretty funny and interesting that you said, "What's this Wknd stuff?" I don't understand it.
I feel like that's why he did it, though. He did it so like he could get his friends on Wknd some publicity and get their name out there, which definitely happened. Yeah, I back that. That's one thing I do. One thing out of that move that I do really appreciate is the fact that he is looking out for that brand like that. Because I mean, Eric Koston is a name that sells, a name that sticks out. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, for him to do that to a little small-known brand, I had never fucking heard of him either. So I was like, that's sick to me. That's cool. I mean, I thought the move itself was funny because I thought it was kind of – I don't know why I thought he was, like, going to stay there or something. I thought it was fucking weird, but I mean –
yeah, they made it seem like it was a permanent thing with the whole campaign. They came out with 5 boards right off the bat.
Mm-hmm. But now, like, in retrospect, just, like, knowing that he was just doing it to help his friends is fucking cool as hell.
Well, it's kind of like
back that fully.
Kind of like having a guest board, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But it was like a super hyped up guest board at that point.
That's cool.
That's what I'm saying. That's cool. I'm not mad about it now.
Yeah.
At first, I was kind of like, fuck.
Really? Yeah, you were bummed right when it happened, weren't you?
Yeah, it was just weird as fuck because I had never heard of it. And I'm like,
you didn't know what Wknd was?
Koston. Nah, dude.
Really?
Johan Stuckey.
Yeah, Johan. And then I thought it was dope that they had I
don't even know who that is, really.
A young Johan and Koston.
Yeah. Oh, that was tight.
That was cool. And then the whole "fuck you," yeah, it's me. I'm gonna get the pro model.
Yeah, JoJo thought he was going pro.
I loved it. There was also
I didn't even know who that guy was.
And then the whole exit out of Wknd was him saying that because the filmer filmed him ass shot, and then he did the fakey front. Yeah, then they just flung the Deathlands like gnarly. That Deathlands must have been already broken because you're not just gonna throw a perfectly good Deathlands down an embankment like that.
I mean, you broke a perfectly good VX, am I right?
I did. Good point.
That's hella funny.
Piece of fucking shit. Koston also made other news, but this was interesting. Did you guys check this out in the notes of Koston supposedly putting laughing tear eyes at the fall of Fallen?
Is that accurate, or is that just like some fabricated internet shit?
You see, I don't know, and I feel almost slightly guilty for bringing this up as a topic. But my friend Alex sent me two screenshots. So the original posting or his original comment on the original post was deleted supposedly. So I don't know why Koston would do that, of him laughing at a post.
Yeah, me neither. I don't really see that happening. That sounds weird, man. That's like
I don't know,
dude.
Let me tell you something. I've known Koston on and off for quite a while, and the dude's got like a pretty ill sense of humor, like a good one. You know what I mean? He's always pretty funny, and so like I read a lot of stuff people giving him shit, especially on like the slap board and all that.
Yeah.
But I feel like a lot of times, man, he's probably just like breaking balls and fucking with people, and you know, he's a funny dude. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
I don't know. I don't know. I can see,
especially with him faking being on a weekend company for just a weekend. So I don't find that statement to be outlandish at all.
Yeah, I don't know.
No, I think
you know what? But in text and forums and all that stuff, like, it's super hard to read sarcasm. You know, you have to be pretty. Yeah. You got to be pretty laid back and be able to like look at the way it's written 10 different ways and then judge it. Actually, you can't even really judge it unless somebody's straight up saying like, even when they write "fuck you," that might actually be just like, what? Fuck you. You know what I mean? So,
yeah,
I don't know. And if for as long as I've known him, he's always been the nicest, coolest dude ever. So, That's just my opinion, you know.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit of a sense of humor here. So we'll transition into probably the dumbest shit that went down to 2 video parts. The first one I like to talk about is the release of Jordan Maxim's Sun Machine part on Warco on the skateboard mag. Tell me you saw that shit, Josh.
I have not.
Oh, okay.
Oh man, hey, you're gonna like that one.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna text that to you after the podcast.
Yeah.
You'll shit bricks.
I mean,
That dude's heavy.
Truthfully, you could text it to that number that I hit you with a little bit ago, and I can just watch it while we're on this thing.
Okay.
Some live feedback.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That part is excellent.
Dude, he went off.
To give you a little context, I don't know if you heard of Jordan Maxim before, but he was the guy who tried to do the frontside flip down on Toro.
Ouch. How'd that
Yeah.
go?
He
caught
didn't do it. He caught it. a little bit similar, like to what happened to Scheckler.
Damn.
To some degree.
Yeah, to a degree.
So while Josh checks out that part real fast, Grant, go ahead and give me your thoughts on the video part.
One of my favorite things is he has like this thing going on where he does short grinds and pops out real quick on like gnarly obstacles.
Similar to his ender.
Yeah, like very quick feet. And I like he did a backsmith pop over down a rail. A weird, like there was all these crossbars going on, like front feeble pop out real quick. I thought it was sick just to see like how he has that much control to where he can barely get it on there and it's so locked in proper and ollie out like that. I thought that was sick.
Death defying, almost similar to like the Lurk NYC dudes to some degree, but not risking their life is crazy.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of those handrail tricks and just landing on some stairs.
I forgot how much Drew hates the dangerousness.
Oh, the Lurk?
Yeah, I forgot how much he hates that.
Yeah, but Jordan Maxim does it in a way where
it makes it look so fun, right? Same with like Evan Smith, man.
Dude, they slap you for nose down the handrail was crazy.
Yeah, man. Fucking stoked on that part. I think it's cool as fuck that he like rides for such a like small company too. So now like again that Warco brand is getting big. They're out there, so to speak.
I agree. I was talking to I think it was Grant or Mike about that yesterday. I said, dude, he has to get on something bigger now. It was Mike. It was Mike Peck. Well, because for how good he is. He could be on a reel or an Elements.
Oh, Jordan.
Plan B maybe even.
Dude, I know Jordan. Jordan rips, dude.
He's so gnarly.
Yeah, he's super good.
He's fucking stupid good.
Yeah.
He's been on Warco for a while though.
Has he? I didn't know that.
Yeah, ever since I first heard of him.
I think that's Dane's Vaughn, like pretty good homie, you know?
Yeah, I think Dane is homies with him.
Yeah, I've hit the streets with him a few times.
Over there, Radio Korea.
No, like picnic table spots and stuff.
Okay. What the fuck?
What?
No, fucking.
Not you, Josh.
No, Mike's dog fucking just jumped out of nowhere. That was legit. The second part that also came out that caught a lot of my eyes and interest. I'm gonna go back and get your thoughts after you watch that video part, Josh. Is
watching it right now.
Fucking Pizza Skateboards introduction to Chase Webb.
Isn't it? I think it's pretty dope that we're talking about the two dudes that like really stood out in We Are Blood, right back to back.
It is interesting in the same week.
Yeah, in the same week.
Motherfuckers planned it. I knew it. It's a conspiracy.
Paul did, dude. Somehow.
Yeah.
Paul's behind it,
dude. Legit, Chase Webb. Legit is fucked.
He's so fucking good.
Fucked.
Man.
That part. I'm a big fan of his now.
Dude, Pizza Skateboards, their team, like I feel like their brand went from being like, is this real, to just like, dude, these dudes fucking kill it.
Yeah, no joke.
Yeah, because at first, I mean, we've all seen like boards brand like named after food and shit, but like, dude, those dudes are heavy. That him and Polizzi, and then the other guys too. There's another dude on there.
Ducky,
yeah. Holy shit, man.
He's insane. I've seen him in person. It was ridiculous.
But to focus more on Chase Webb, those rails that he hit up were you could tell him and Nige are close friends because of that shit. That rail, those rails are fucked. They're fucked.
Yeah, man.
You never, and then I like when you see rail or just spots in general, but rails just in relation to this topic that have never been skated before, and then you see some fucked up shit go down.
The nose grind on the curved one was crazy.
Yeah, no joke. I don't know how the rail game is just dumb. And I don't know how. Yeah, what happened, Josh?
This Jordan part's 7 minutes long.
Yeah, dude.
It's his pro part. He's putting all the hammers in there.
It's 7 minutes of hammers.
Did we put Peacock in the notes? Speak of pro.
Hey, but you said that you were thinking of Jordan moving on to a different board company. Like, nah, fuck that. He should like help build Warco. You know what I mean?
I agree.
So that was the topic that me and my friend Mike Peck were talking about yesterday. He said the same thing that you just said.
Because it's like the big board companies right now are, dude, the majority of them are hurting anyway. So it's like the small ones are the ones that are like getting all the buzz and doing better these days. So he should literally just like embrace where he's at and help build that. You know what I mean?
I'm sure Zane helped him, dude. A lot of people like that Zane Timpson part.
I think that's a cool name too.
I think a big problem with dudes that step up to bigger board companies is they're still overshadowed by the longtime pros. You know what I mean? So to me, in my opinion, a guy like Jordan should just build Warco, you know, because they could build brands around a dude that's this good, you know. But if he goes into like whatever other company, I mean, that other company that's been around and established and has established pros on it, how you gonna get around that? You know, how you gonna get around those dudes? You got to be one hell of a navigator, you know.
Yeah,
in my opinion, and I feel the same with Chase too. Like, I don't really know what pizza is, but like I know now, you know what I mean? Because I watched Chase's part. Yeah. So
yeah, it's a good point, definitely.
Very, very good point.
I don't know. A lot of the you know, the longtime pros, they're not in a position to really step down yet. You know what I mean? They're there to open windows and be gatekeepers and do all that type of stuff, but they're the ones that are selling boards. You know, what did Grosso say? Moving wood. Did you watch that? You know what I mean? Like, they're the ones that are moving wood, so it'd be best for somebody like Jordan, I think, to like be that staple dude over here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So Grant brought up Brian Peacock, his official introduction of turning pro, came out with the pro part. I don't know. I watched it, and if I did, I didn't watch the whole thing because it didn't seem like. Correct me if I'm wrong. Did you watch the whole thing, Grant?
Yeah, I watched the part.
And what'd you think of it?
It's what you would expect out of Peacock a lot.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, but again, it's funny we've talked about this in the past. The clip that sticks out to me the most is the clip that Robert Brink put of it on Instagram. It was a nose manual to like nollie frontside 360 kickflip out, like nollie full cab flips, some people would call it, I guess. But just the way he whipped his shoulders up for it was insane. I can pull it up right here.
So you're saying Brink has a good eye for clips that he likes to post on Instagram, the ones that stand out.
That's just what I remember the most, but that also could be because he posted it.
Right.
You see that?
You see what's interesting is that they showed his board already at Agenda.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
So them officially turning him pro, that was a little.
I think it's anticlimactical in my opinion, but.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we can't take away from the skating. It's Peacock. He's so tech. It's insane. How you can control your board like that is mind blowing.
Yeah, it's insane.
It's similar to the other guy they have, Carlos Ribeiro. That board control doesn't make any sense.
I would like to see it. I mean, at least in that part, I could be wrong. I don't remember. I think literally everything was stair. I meant ledge or mani pad.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe like in the future, I would expect, a pro like to have a little more variety at some point. Not that he can't skate those things, like bigger things or different things, but.
Josh, did you finish up that part?
Yeah, it was pretty insane.
We think that ender of him going death-defying over the rail.
Was that the backsmith?
Yeah.
It just doesn't make any sense to me, man. I mean, I don't even, when I see a rail like that, out in the street, I don't even like look at it as being skatable. So it's like non-relatable to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
That's
I don't
too
know.
funny.
I mean, dudes are good, but I've seen Jordan skate live and he ripped. So, he's sick.
Yeah.
That's tight.
Brandon Briebel is to have a push project. He announced it on Nigel Alexander's YouTube channel on his Q&A. What are your thoughts on this, boys? On him having the next push project?
I'm stoked. I don't think we've ever really gotten much of Biebel's upbringing or background or whatever in the public eye, so I'm hyped. I love Brandon Biebel, man.
Just some Sacktown, right?
Yeah.
Hitting the gym. I hope there's some gym clips.
You know there will be. Him just getting fucking jacked and then going hucking
Because Evil's World, straight to the park.
I hope so.
I'm
hyped
surprised
on
he doesn't have
this.
a gym at his park yet.
I want to see some street footy from him.
Oh, yeah, he's going to have a part at the end.
Yeah.
He's got street footy. He's got street footy because I like being in LA and I'll be skating around and then I'll just be like, yo, or somebody will be like, oh, Biebel was just here. He did that. Oh, Biebel was just here. He did that.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Okay, that's reassuring to hear because I mean he's being nominated for Skater of the Year contender on just the tricks of him skating his part, and I think a lot of people give him shit for that, and they would just want to see. And we all know, we all seen people skate the streets. We all seen it.
But just sitting on it.
Yeah, but we want a little more of it.
Yeah.
Was all the last one shot with the Red camera or am I?
Yeah, Red sponsored it.
Okay.
Yeah, I hate red camera, dude. I hate red camera footage.
Why do you say that?
I don't know. It's boring to me.
So you like VX footage?
I mean, ultimately, yeah, VX. Some of the digital stuff is all right. Like I like I like how footage looks with the GH2 and GH3. I think. You know what that one is?
Mm-mm.
What video? Videos are you referring to? So I can get like a reference.
I don't know. But like Fat Bill does his thing with the I don't even know the name of that camera, but we call it the pancake lens, the real big, massive lens.
Oh, the one that
Beagle
Beagle films with.
Yeah, like some people can film with that one pretty good, and then some people can't. Like Brad, the DGK filmer, he can film with it pretty good. Like I said, Fat Bill films with it pretty good, and then other people, I don't know. It looks weird. I almost get motion sickness watching it.
What was filmed? What was used on your DGK part?
What, parental advisory?
Yes.
That was VX.
Was it VX?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they stretched it to fit the screen.
Ah.
Mm-hmm. That was like the last. That was like our.
That's news to me.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
That was
like
like
HD to me. What the fuck?
Wait. Parental advisory. Was it VX?
You're sure?
Dude, yeah. The majority of it was VX.
Okay.
I think. Wait.
I'll have to go back and watch it. Are you sure you're not going back to time code or something?
Yeah.
Well,
no,
one interesting thing.
I'm pretty sure, dude. I'm pretty sure it was VX.
The new Transworld video, you know how it was all VX and like they pushed that about it, how it's like all VX, and then but there was multiple clips that had been converted from HD, and you can kind of tell they look weird. I
don't remember him, Kalis, using a VX part. That's why I asked what camera it was.
Yeah.
Dude,
I can usually tell, but I mean, you were there. You're the one skating. You're the one with the filmers. I'm not going to say that you're wrong. I haven't watched it in some weeks. I mean, some months.
If you watch, but like Davis's second to last trick in the new Transworld video, that's filmed to HD, and they had to convert it to like look VX.
I don't know. I think something's wrong with Kalis, man. I love the red. I mean, some stuff is a little much.
This
I
is
agree.
boring. I hate slow mo. I don't know. I don't like when they're on the rail, so it looks super smooth. I don't like any of that shit. To me, it takes away from like
you want a little more crust?
Just the rawness of skate.
Yeah.
The crustiness.
I mean, these two over here are the biggest VX haters I've met. But
I like VX.
I broke the fuck out of that camera.
I'll openly admit I'm over it.
I like iPhone footage, dude. To me, it's like
I don't hate on. I'd rather watch iPhone footage than VX footage.
Really?
Yeah.
Would you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, me too.
At least that shit's clear. At least I know who I'm looking at.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But like, what kind of? What are you talking
especially
like
trying to watch VX on a fucking phone screen is ridiculous, man.
What are you trying? Are you talking like some Ty Evans iPhone or just like anyone on Insta?
I don't really care in general. It's
Just an iPhone.
Whatever.
What about you,
I
Kalis? Doesn't
think
matter
all
who
skate footage is sick. I just have preferences. That's all.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
it definitely matters who's filming it, you know.
Yeah.
Dude, even GoPro footage is sick, dude.
Yeah.
I like GoPro footage too, you know.
You like Purple Teeth?
While the filming real low.
That one that under the yeah. Some of it's a little hard to watch.
I know some people who don't like that stuff.
I think it's cool as hell. I like when they get the board graphic in there and shit.
I don't really like the audio.
You can get like Rode mics and like for now though.
Yeah. But like a lot of the Purple Teeth ones, since he's so low and close, like you're hearing like click clack. You're not really hearing like a skateboard.
I think the Purple Teeth angle was cool when it first came out, but now you're just like it's fine.
Because he had a lot of biters, man. He just
yeah. I mean, you're gonna want to bite stuff like that.
Depends on the tricks, man. That's what I think.
Your tricks. Yeah. The way the board's spinning and flipping.
Like the pushing looks dope when he films it like that. Tray flips look dope. I mean, certain tricks look dope, and then some look kind of bobo, you know.
Yeah, I agree.
Bobo, hell yeah, we're gonna use that. It's a new term, the bobo.
We've been saying bobo.
So, going back to the Purse project, Boo Johnson was very outspoken on Twitter. He said on Twitter, they gotta do a Berrics push segment with a real ninja. Of course, you could figure out what he really said with the word ninja. And he says ... I guess Boo Johnson is not afraid to.
He's always speaking his mind on Twitter.
He said closed mouths don't get fed.
That is true.
I want a push project, he says.
Pretty much.
Who have they announced other than people? Well, what has been announced other than people? Miles
and Fillet. I think that's all we know. Because Berrics hasn't really posted about it. We've just seen like what they've said, you know.
Yeah. Well, that's fun. That's fun that we get it from other sources other than the Berrics.
I mean, Boo would be interesting. I think he's from Tehachapi.
I'd be super hyped on a Boo one.
He was hyped on Trevor's. He was like, "That's a real dirty ghetto kid" or something like that. He called him something like that.
That's right. I remember you told me about that.
Like from nothing, and then made it out to California. And Boo seemed to be hyped on that.
This is a short segment. The Skate Mafia Monthly this month on Ride Channel. Real short. Was it 2-3 minutes?
2 minutes. Killed it.
They killed it. They skated that. We skated there yesterday. Really? The abandoned. What was that? Theater over there in Balboa Park.
Yeah, Josh.
Have you been there yet, Josh? Have you been there yet?
Abandoned theater. What's there?
It's it's like all this stuff that used to be used like in plays that you can move around. So if you watch New Skate Mafia Monthly, they skated it. We made like a shootout rail. There's a kicker, like over a rail.
It's not where there's like a little low to high planter, and then you can put the bench going down it or anything like that.
Oh, you're thinking of the stage of the what do they call that? What is that called? He's talking about the stage gap. What is that whole thing called?
I don't know. I just call it the stage gap. No, but
I haven't been to that one yet.
Yeah, it's tight, dude. You should check it out. It's right by the Aerospace Museum over in Balboa Park.
Mm-hmm.
Now I get to skate with those Skate Mafia dudes quite a bit, man. They're pretty cool with letting me roll on their sessions all the time. Those dudes are pretty awesome. They taught me how to slappy, dude. I was like,
really?
I never learned. I never knew how to slappy until
Jamie Palomar, huh?
Yep, Jamie Palomar.
I was about to say he's good at him. Yeah, Jamie's real good at him.
Yeah.
And
so
Jimmy
slapping all over. Yeah, Jimmy just this past weekend got a super banger.
Woo, super banger.
Yeah, it was dope.
Yeah, they're always
to watch
it around here in SD.
Hypes.
Yeah. So now those dudes are rad. I haven't got to see this last Skate Mafia Monthly, but those dudes are out every day, man.
Yeah,
every day.
They kill it. I've been watching those for years, man.
I don't know if it's a concept I have, but I'll throw out a little bit of a theory. I think the reason this one's so short is because they're filming for something.
They are filming for something.
Well, then that's what footage was being used for.
I've saw it on Instagram posts.
The only thing I heard was the AM video.
Yeah, the AM video was the.
Oh yeah, even in the last AM video, there was still some pro stuff. Remember?
Yeah, like a little montage.
Yeah, the pro segments are the best.
They're just always, yeah, dude. Like pretty much what Kayla said. Like we run into them all the time. They're out all the time filming. Sick.
Real Street 2006. Oh yeah, you had something to say, Josh?
Nah, go ahead. Real Street.
Yeah, Real Street 2016. I seen them all. Did you guys watch all of them? That shit was fucked up with Day One.
Day One
was skating in the water again, man.
Man, he gets the sickest shit. The shit he went to, I just want to find out where that shit was at. So I could
just pure
I could be
art,
on vacation. Man. That shit was beautiful. All those locations that he was at.
Man, I like the fakey flip down the stairs. The fakey manual was insane.
Oh, he does that all the time, but it never gets old. It never gets old.
I don't know how he doesn't break his ankles, dude.
With those
I don't get it. Like landing into all those different flip to manuals on mini ramps and off the stairs, like a fakey flip firecracker thing to man. I don't know, dude. He must have like some super ankles, man.
Dude, it's insane.
Because what do you miss your tail one time? You know how it is. You roll over your foot or something like that.
Yeah, that's the worst.
I don't get it.
And all those flips he has with the bearings, like just skating bearings.
Yeah, you ever seen his trucks?
Yeah, his trucks is another factor too.
No bushings.
But I heard he can't get wheel bite. I heard he figured out a way to, like, when he stacks his washers and it's that loose, that it doesn't get wheel bite.
Well, that's interesting.
That is interesting.
Yeah, I don't know how true it is, but that's what I heard.
All right, well, we got to get Day One on here.
The myth continues about Day One's greatness. That was also, I mean, they all killed it. I love fucking Ryan DeCenzo's X Games Street part where he ended up with the tray flip lip slide down Rincon rail. Really enjoyed that.
The front three he did was gnarly.
What did he do that on again?
It was like over a 12-stair rail.
Yeah, you're right.
One of the last tricks.
Is that it? We're not going to bring up Jocelyn?
Shit, are you serious? He just dropped 2 parts in a fucking week. Well, not 2 parts, but you know what I'm saying. Shit.
2 edits.
When they're bangers like that, it's like that dude is undeniable, man. And the fact that he's taking all this shit down like spots that were like, you know, legendary spots or whatever is like he's doing everything right. He's gonna be legend status in a matter of years, bro.
I feel like he's already hit that.
Right? I agree.
Yeah, he had legend status when he dropped Plan B True.
I agree.
He did the kickflip backside 360 over the water fountain
that's
gap.
what stood out to me.
I'll tell you what, man. He has one hell of a fucking hard flip.
Yeah.
That dude's hard flip is so good, man.
New venture thingy, the heel flip down that gap was tight.
And he got Gatto down Santa Monica. Holy fuck, dude. Who does that?
What are we about to see tomorrow at Buster Bell? I hope he's there.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
You going to that, Josh?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Every time I see that set that's at, I automatically always think of Smolik such hard. Always.
No, what about his fakey hard flip?
Yeah, I was going to say, didn't he do fakey?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's what I meant to say. I meant to say
fakey's gnarlier.
I'm sorry. Yeah, for sure.
Before we start transitioning to other topics, I want to definitely give limelight to Alec Majerez. His part is always fun and fucked. Always stacked up with kinked rails. Again, Ryan DeCenzo, personal favorite of mine. Torrey Pudwell, always.
Yo, Ryan DeCenzo.
So did Tom Asta. He also came out.
That's my dude.
That's like my favorite skater right now, man.
You're gonna say what about Yo,
DeCenzo, do you know about DeCenzo trying to frontside flip UC Davis?
Oh yeah, I saw your tweet.
Yeah, dude. I hit him up on Twitter. He said he's gonna go back.
Woo!
Jocelyn tray flipped that, right?
Yeah. And Boss Man kick flipped it.
Wait, did I see the tray flip, or did I see somebody?
No, you saw it. It's in Plan B True.
Right?
In the True video.
Yeah, I did see it.
I know it's hard. It's hard to remember the whole recollection of all this.
That long lens,
dude. I went up there and like stood on the top of that thing and I just laughed. I was out of breath walking up it. You know? It was that thing was pretty buck, dude.
Yeah, dude. DeCenzo says he's gonna go back for the frontside flip.
I mean, you're not you got a tray flip yourself, Josh. I mean, do you think if you really wanted to that you could have thrown it down?
Oh fuck no, dude. See, when I was younger, I broke my right ankle, and then a couple years after that, I broke my left ankle, and then a couple years, maybe not even a couple years, but just after that, I broke my left foot. So my feet and ankles have been shot for like 20 years. You know what I mean? So I found that 8 stairs or less, I can do all right on it. But after that, it's pointless because it hurts so bad. And then I can't skate for like 2 weeks. And, you know, and I got really bad heels too. So if I don't have the right shoes on, I can catch a heel bruise just on flat, playing a game of skate on flat. So,
yeah.
What did Duffel do down it again?
He did 180.
Okay. From 180?
He did frontside 180.
So, DeCenzo's trying to take that to another level with the frontside float.
Didn't DeCenzo already skated with the switch frontside 180?
Yeah, I believe so.
And if so, I wish Medina was here but he's
Was
probably
that
missed.
the Bones video?
I wanna say switch frontside 180 was done by yours truly, Ryan DeCenzo.
Which is gnarlier? I would say regular for 180 would be gnarlier in my opinion.
You want to give Tori Pudwell some light. What was it? What is the tail slide over that Santa Monica ledge, the red one that goes over the...
Yeah, that was gnarly.
That shit's fucked up.
He had an ad of that. It was like a Grizzly Grip ad.
Right.
And I was like, dude, I'm going to need to see this footage. And like, you could see he buttered that thing up and it's all painted red and he's all stoked. He's just chilling on that back tail. Wins this thing coming to an end and then pops out, no problem. And Drew, I mean, we've been there. We've seen that thing's tall to get onto. It's not low at all.
Nope, it sure
and
isn't.
Kickflip sex change over the table looked hectic to try.
Yeah. Medina, correct me if I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. Did Ryan DeCenzo switch 180 Davis Gap?
Oh, shit.
I think he did in the Bones video, but I could be wrong.
Was that
If you don't remember,
dude,
that's...
No, it's like I have this grass gap in mind. It's like, did he do it? Was it UC Davis, or was it that other one that one kid did on Instagram that everyone thought was UC Davis?
Yeah. Look, people are saying he did. We're right. He switched 180 Davis.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure I remember seeing that.
But hey, Tori Pudwell's nose grind on the LA High Bank from flat was insane.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah, you know what's sick is remember when he did it at Beebles Park?
At Beebles, yep, that was part of the warm up.
It was just the warm up for it. Yeah, that's
he got
so
the park
sick.
clip and then he took it to the streets.
Windsor James appears to be on LE Skateboards. No announcement, of course, but he has him listed on his bio on Instagram, and LE's posting footage of him, and he's skating LE boards. He's on LE, right? He's on LE. That's it.
He's extending his life.
His life has been extended with life extension.
I mean, what's the deal with history at this point? That's what I would be more interested in, honestly.
That is one of the most confusing brands ever, especially when Windsor's like, I'm on, now I'm off, now.
I mean, I thought I don't know. He was the dude.
Yeah,
like once they were
definitely. He's one of those names that like kind of when I think of mystery is like I think of Windsor for some reason.
I used to always think of Tom Astor when they were still doing Black Box and everything, because he has the tattoo right here.
Well, they obviously have to still be a thing, mystery, because
they're still posting.
Seattle Fellers is still on them. He's posting footage with them, and I don't feel like he leave Ramshackle to be on a.
Yeah, Taylor McClung is over there repping too.
That's right. I totally forgot about that. I forgot he's still around.
He's killing it.
I haven't seen
Taylor's tight, but his brothers are on a hot one right now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's hard to not look, especially the youngest one, Trent. Trent's fucking dope.
Which one is which one is the Adidas one?
That's Trent.
Yeah, Trent's a fucking.
What's the other one? Trevor, and he's on Etnies.
Yeah, in Plan B.
In Plan B.
I mean, think about Trent. He just dropped 1947, the primitive thing, and then we got Away Days.
And then Away Days coming.
You're that's right. He's on primitive now, huh?
Yeah, he just dropped that little surprise edit on us.
He's making some ill moves, dude. Like,
that's a good fit for him.
He got a lot of momentum behind him, so it's. I don't think it's outlandish for me to say, man, I forgot all about Taylor.
I mean, he does have a lot of momentum behind him, especially going into like the most anticipated video of the year. You know.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Yeah, but Taylor knows though that when you're not getting out of bed till like 1 o'clock, like he knows. He's a homie, and we would clown him all the time for that type of shit.
He used to be over at Expedition, right?
Yeah, and then they did some weird, funny shit, and then he did some.
Oh yeah, he a little mimic on him on that video part.
Yeah,
the last party dropped that.
Yeah, they dropped a gone fishing video and didn't.
Yeah, and then his intro to his part was like that.
Yeah, and it was gone skating. That's what it was called.
Yeah. That's right.
That is
sick.
kind of funny.
Here, you want to say
All right.
Hi.
Hey,
Nice to meet you.
dude, she's famous on that drifting videos,
She's
man.
famous on the
crazy.
internet.
I knew.
Fool.
I knew,
She's,
dude.
like,
When I saw it on
everywhere.
when I saw it on Facebook, I said, "Dude, I know her dad. That's tight."
The happy potty balloon.
Mm-mm. It's probably inside somewhere.
It isn't.
Check our room.
So we're gonna transition, move on to
Sorry.
somebody left there.
Oh,
No,
you're
you're
fine.
good, Josh.
Andrew Allen left the anti-hero.
Left the
18.
1-8, man.
He left the 1-8. He says, "I'm gone. See ya."
Wait, who leaves board companies in this day and age?
Everyone.
Yeah, good point.
Drew has left the 1-8. We shared a lot of fucked up, weird, incredible, radical times and skated some amazing stuff over the years. Getting lost in Prague. What does that say? Prague? What does that mean?
Prague.
What is Prague?
That's a country.
Have you been to Prague, Josh?
Nah,
It's a
but
city, right?
that's
Oh,
like
yeah, it's a
Stalin.
city. Isn't
That's
that
where Stalin
Portugal?
Plaza is, man. That's Stalin
It's a
Plaza.
place.
Oh, gotcha.
You know Stalin Plaza, right?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, that place is pretty dope, but I've never been there.
Prague.
But I got a
Isn't
nice
that
invite,
Portugal?
but I've never been there. Wait, did you say it's Prague in Portugal?
Czech Republic. I don't remember where
I
it
didn't
is.
see
Jesus
Czech.
Christ, man. Get your ass
I
back
don't-
in geography class. Fuck.
I didn't say I was in Portugal, did I?
Somebody
No,
did.
Yeah.
I asked, is it in Portugal?
God damn.
I don't know.
It's in
But-
Czech.
Yeah, it seems like that they left on good terms. Anti-hero, I know that they'll miss young Andrew Allen.
Got that goofy style with the crazy tricks, man.
He
But
killed
what
it
do
in
you-
propeller, dude.
Sure
What do you
did.
think is going to happen? I am retarded. But what happened? Where do you think he's going? Why do you think the reason he left?
I don't know.
Grant,
but usually,
Grant, come on, you follow that stuff. Josh is usually what?
usually I think at least in the last couple of years, if you quit a board company, you either have something lined up or who knows. I mean, you got to have something lined up these days. You can't just quit, or else you fall.
FA is not a bad idea.
Maybe he's going to weekend.
Not a bad guess. I mean, I'm sure he's good
Yeah,
homies
this
with A,
weekend.
right?
Maybe he's going to pizza.
Hey, that'd be sick. Pizza's
I
sick.
feel like
I'm actually
Maybe he's
riding
going to
one.
Warco.
Those boards
He
are
could be going to
good.
Warco now,
what
man.
about
Worko.
maybe with Koston and Guy?
Is that who the fuck even knows, man? Those dudes are troll kings, dude.
No, this is my honest thought on that is Koston's gonna do this guest board thing, ride that out for a little while, have his fun,
Mhm.
This is the
which
second
is
one,
tight.
right?
I'm hyped on that. And then, and maybe during this time, he's getting everything situated, and him and Guy are gonna launch a brand.
Me and Grant were making jokes saying, well, I don't know if there's a rumor, or no, my friend Mike said that'd be dope if he did a guest board on Crooked.
That's
And then-
what we were talking about. Remember?
Yeah. And then he just keeps going to all the companies, goes to Element, get a guest board, goes over the label, goes over to DGK. Just keeps all the guest boards coming out, and then he'll launch his – because, look, he already had 2 guest boards. He did the Wknd, and then he did Skate Mental. What do you think of it, Mike?
I mean, let him do his guest board thing. I don't care, dude. I'm kind of just like expecting every move he makes now to not be real until it is like a guy and his brand. Then I'll believe it's a thing.
Yeah.
Because
Hey, Drew.
you can read a Koston interview and it can all be satire, bro.
Yeah.
I don't think his that goes along with what Josh was saying about his sense of humor. But I don't think that him and Guy starting a board company together was a troll move.
I think that's the truth. I
Wait,
believe
is
that.
did they do that?
They said
They
that.
did an interview saying that. I think it was on what publication was that out of? Was it Thrasher?
Oh,
Or
but
was
no,
it Rip Laces?
No name yet, though.
No name, and it wasn't ripped. I don't remember.
They brought the stove thing. You heard
It was-
about that, right, Josh? The stove skateboards.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was.
They did that
was
little
on sale
joke, and
hoax.
then
Maybe they're gonna name it Koston.
Koston.
You just got props from Jim Thiebaud when you said that.
Jim Thiebaud? He's on.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's giving you the little
Yeah, he's one of our
left
good
hands
friends.
right now.
He,
Oh, shit. What's up, Jim?
Yeah, he's hyped that you were on, Josh.
I was on the phone with him before you got on.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, He was about to give me some shit about my Snapchat. Fucking asshole.
It's weak.
I know he loves my Snapchat. I know he's full of shit.
Dude, I just started Snapchat, man, and at first I was like, it was kind of weird, but then I was like, oh, okay, I get it. It's just kind of like a day in a life type of deal, or not, you know?
Yeah, I always just use it as like my sessions. Like I'll just fucking film what it's like to be out with me and my homies, kind of thing. That's what I like about it. I'm not one of those motherfuckers that's like standing in front of their shit, driving, bumping music, dancing. Nah, that's not really my thing.
The only thing that annoys me following people on Snapchat is when they film continuously. Like someone will go to a concert and they'll film the entire concert.
Yeah, concerts are
Fuck
bad.
that, man.
And I'm like this, skip.
And it's like 100 seconds long, and you're sitting there like, fuck, man. Why am I even doing this?
But it's pretty cool. It's kind of like what people would want to put on their Instagram, but it's not cool enough. You know what I mean? So they just throw it on Snap. It's cool. I like it.
Williams is now on Circa. He says that his first shoe he ever wore when he started skating was a Circa. And since then, you know, his departure from Supra.
Do you think that he was getting Circa shoes because he was like fucking with shorties back then?
I have no idea.
No,
because I remember young Neen in Chicago was always wearing shorties gear. Back when he had the afro and the glasses and shit, he always had the shorties gear.
Was he flow for him?
Yeah, he was flow for shorties. Yeah.
Nah, when I was fucking with Neen, he was riding for what's that?
Aesthetic?
It was a Chicago company. Nah,
Aesthetic, right?
Was it Blue Town?
What did Damon just say?
It was the same people that own Blue Town now.
Affiliate?
Affiliate. That's what it's called. Yeah.
And dude, I tried to get him on Alien so bad, and fucking he wouldn't do it. Like Neen wouldn't do it. Neen was like, dude, I got
back on that Alien. Wow.
Back on Alien.
His homies or what?
Like pre-Minefield Alien.
So he would have been in Minefield potentially.
Mm-hmm. But he wouldn't do it though. But you know,
story.
It was funny because like his homies, his affiliate homies were my homies, and I was just like, look, I'm just gonna go for it. Dude.
Yeah.
You know, if you want to ride Alien, like do it. And he was like, nah, he was ride or die affiliate no matter what.
That's tight though.
Dope.
Yeah,
it was dope.
That's like what we were talking about earlier with like Jordan.
What happened with affiliate?
I don't know.
Death Wish just seemed too more appealing, I guess?
Yeah. Affiliate ended up just like disbanding, and then ended up just kind of just doing their own thing, and now they're back now in the form of Blue Town. It's the company that Timmy Johnson rides for. My good homie fucking Sean Turner rides for them.
Oh wait a minute. Affiliate is now Blue Town?
Yeah.
Nah, I don't think so.
Yeah, pretty positive, man.
Blue Town is Jesse Newhouse, but Affiliate wasn't Jesse Newhouse.
No, I'm pretty sure Affiliate dudes started Blue Town. I'm pretty sure, man.
I could be wrong.
I'm pretty sure. No, I'm gonna fucking text some homies now, and I gotta figure this
text
out.
them up because I'm curious.
Sure.
I think Blue Town is sick as fuck, dude.
There's a lot of the dudes are the same, but
you got a lot of Chicago homies, right? We actually,
There's homies everywhere.
Yeah,
look,
you and I,
everywhere.
But Chicago's like super special to me, though. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah, man.
That's
where I skate, bro.
Yeah, that was like my home away from home when I grew up in Michigan. You know what I mean? So, and then I held it apart. Actually, I rented a room in Chicago for 5 or 6 years it was originally Jesse Newhouse's loft, and then all the Uprise guys lived there, and I just had a room, and it cost me like, I don't know, $150 a month for 5 years to just.
Where at?
Right there on Milwaukee.
Sick.
Above where the original Uprise was. Or actually, I think it was called Blue. I think it was called. Was it called Blue Town or Uprise way back?
It was. I'm pretty sure it's been Uprise since the get-go, right?
Yeah. So it was the original Uprise.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Have you been out to the new Grant Park yet?
No.
Oh, it's gonna blow your fucking mind.
I wouldn't even skate it, dude.
Why? Oh, because of the city and Marble.
I look at the city, and I'm just like, boom.
It's true.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I feel that.
When they first built Wilson, we skated Wilson because we had the Terminator Cop and all that craziness down in the loop. So we would skate Wilson during the day and then go downtown later.
Fuck, man.
But now downtown's way more mellow, you know?
At certain places, it's still kind of gnarly. Like the kick-out squad is definitely still out there. Like there is like security rounds every single fucking day.
Yeah, but it ain't it ain't like we used to get thrown in the paddy wagon and dropped.
Yeah, no, it's definitely not like that. No, hell no.
That sucks.
That sounds crazy, man. What?
Dude, it was crazy, dude. I got stories, man.
I can't wait to ask you.
Yeah, I was gonna say I would love to hear some Chicago
we gotta finish the rest of these topics. King of the Road 1, the first episode came out on Viceland. Fucking, this is cool to see King of the Road again, especially since I've been talking shit about it, saying, "What? Where's last year's King of the Road?" Because I'm dying to see Heath. I want to see Jeremy Rogers. I want to see the guests come out. I'm dying to see it. So it finally came out the first episode, but the first episode in comparison to the previous episodes, because they're starting over and they're going to start showing they have the show now on TV and on Viceland. It's really interesting to see Burnett talk, introduce and talk about how skateboarders are and what camps they come from and all that, when we already know that. So it's like it's a longer drawn out process, but it's still the same great content. Medina, I know you saw the last King, the new episode. What was your thoughts on the newest episode?
Dude, that I think it might be the best season yet, man.
You think so?
Ah, man, I'm so fucking hyped on it. Maybe it's just the hype that's surrounding it with the whole Viceland and exclusiveness, I guess, of it. But fuck, man, I am so stoked on it.
I really like to see some of the early challenges that they came out with. Having all three teams starting off, three teams meeting together and then going at it right from the get-go, right out of the gate. Grant, your thoughts on the first challenges of having all three teams go against each other with the board setup?
Yeah, I enjoyed watching the whole episode. It was really good. I like how it's 45 minutes. That was fun to watch. Because it's you're just chilling. You get to watch a long episode, That was tight. And, there's obviously a little controversy with Ben Rayborn pulling up in front.
I was hearing controversy also with Billy Marks saying that he cheated on the tray flip, saying that he was peeking under the blindfold to land a tray flip.
Yeah.
They were talking shit about it in their respective hands.
Whatever. They said do whatever you want. You know what I mean? That's what the rules was for the race. So you could say Ben yanked it and that's lame or whatever. They said do whatever you want. So, I see both sides. It's like, Ben, they told me to do whatever I want. So if I'm going to pull a shirt and I'm going to win, then I'm going to pull a shirt and I'm going to win.
And does that bother you? I thought that was kind of sick that he did that.
Yeah. And then from the toy machine side, it's like, oh, that's so lame. Like,
I thought it was kind of sick.
I wouldn't be happy if someone pulled on my shirt. But he says someone was elbowing him from the get-go. So, I wouldn't. I guess I'd go all ham out if I was getting elbowed, too.
Elbows would be annoying. Whatever. Yeah. They said no rules. It's Thrasher. I enjoyed it.
As soon as he said no rules, it was kind of like, all right, especially for somebody he snuck in there and just slingshot himself.
It was cool to see because he's short. He just ducked down and just whipped himself in there. That was
I'm not mad at him. Ben Rayborn.
I'm legit surprised no one fell. Legit.
No one fell.
I am shocked that he landed that drop-in, the little hobble drop-in thingy. It was awesome. Insane.
Yeah. Josh, did you check out the new King of the Road? It was a long segment. I don't blame you if you didn't.
No, I haven't watched it yet.
It's really long, but it's definitely you don't notice the length of it as you're watching it. You're kind of just like, fuck yeah, this is.
Yeah, I was like, it's almost over. This has been.
No, I plan on.
Yeah, I was gonna say Raven was the MVP for me of that whole episode.
Dude, I'm having a hard time choosing who I think is gonna win because
Raven, all four walls on the ceiling. Are you fucking serious, man? He hit his head.
Oh, he was smacking every time. He was like,
hit his head. Yeah, dude, he does a fucking frontside air. He yanks his shit and he fucking hits all four wheels on the ceiling.
You know what I'm saying MVP is Dan Lutheran.
He was just going for it, dude.
Going for it.
Dude, even though he was not getting his trick, I just like that he's such a stud about it. Real man's man, real commander, real skate commander. I'm just gonna go get this rail trick. He didn't end up getting it, but still love him for that.
Next time, yeah.
Yeah.
And this is the Thrasher King of the Road, right?
Right. Yeah, the new shit. That's the Viceland collab thing.
Right.
Good for them, dude. I'm backing it. I like Vice anyway, so for them to put their feet in skateboarding doesn't bother me at all.
Interesting part was when Federico tried to go show Burnett the footage.
And he wasn't having. He said, fuck that. No, I'm not doing it.
The second he said, let me go show Burnett, I was like, oh, I could guarantee this is going to get interesting. And Burnett just opened up his window.
You really thought that?
Burnett just started rolling up his window. He didn't give a fuck.
The first thing I thought, legit, I'm not just saying this. Like, it was exactly what Burnett said. He's like, well, I can't do this for everyone. Like, have you ever seen in the past they can't just confirm? Oh, well, this one's gonna get the points.
In the past, they were far away. They couldn't just send them. Oh, let me Instagram.
They've met up before. They've met up before.
I think this is totally different circumstance.
It is a little different, but I just felt, from my perspective, like, well, that wouldn't be fair. And then that's to the extent of what Burnett said.
It totally caught me off guard. I was like, dang, Burnett he told him to go fuck off. Go back to film that shit.
Makes sense though, right?
No, it makes sense. Absolutely. Next topic will be, I know Josh Chaos knows about this one. What's up with skateboarders skating freeways, Josh, huh? What's your thoughts on that one?
Dude, I was just watching the news last night, and I seen it on the news, and I was like, what? I hit rewind, and then filmed the screen, and then posted it, and woke up this morning, and I'm like, I had no idea that I ended up knowing one of the dudes on the thing, and people were giving me shit for, like, kind of outing him, you know, and I'm like, oh, shit. So I just deleted it. I don't know. I thought it was kind of funny, but who would have thought? I knew the dude, you know.
I mean, Nickel Smith is the one who started all this. I mean, but it's been done in the past. I've seen Tumblr gifs of skateboarders skating on freeways before. But I think Nickel Smith just started a whole new trendy fad right now.
Yeah, but I looked at it like, well, I'm not trying to. If I didn't know who it was, then it wouldn't bother me because then, you know, I don't have any. I'm not like snitching anybody out. I don't think you can really get in too much trouble for it anyway. You know, it's probably just like a traffic ticket. But I was like, fuck it. When people started tagging, when people started tagging dude's name on my Instagram, that's when I was like, all right, I'm taking it off because like I don't want to get dude in trouble. You know,
yeah, that's like dry snitching.
Well, no, man. I saw something like a quick segment of it from the news just on the internet, and they were saying, I don't know like what they would charge it for, but because of the fact that like it could cause traffic accidents for people like swerving and stuff. Mm-hmm. So then like that's what the cops are all tripping out so hard.
Yeah, but that's just a speculation on what could happen. But if he actually got caught skating on the freeway, it wouldn't be shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they were like, oh, we're gonna try to figure out who it was and stuff. I was like,
yeah.
Did dude hit you up and say, hey, what the fuck was that about?
No. How did I come across it? Well, first I started seeing his tag everywhere. Like everybody was tagging him, and so I was like, "Oh shit, okay." So it was this dude, and then somebody, I don't know. I think Metro Skateboarding, grammed my gram.
Yeah, I saw that.
It like blew my shit up, and then
is that still up?
Like, I don't know, but I was like, "Fuck it, I'm not gonna." You know what I mean? I thought it was cool, but then, like I said, I'm not trying to like be the dude that whose Instagram fucking tagged the dude who did it so many times. I'm not doing it, you know.
Wait, so you know so this is your homie that's doing it on the Metro one?
No, not him. It was the second part. It was what's his face? I don't even remember his name now. But but dude, truthfully, I had no idea, and I was just like, all right, I'm taking it off. So I just deleted it.
Yeah.
Our next and last topic before we start moving on to the guest questions was Josh Kalis' life video part on the Berrics. At that point from last week, it only came out with 3 parts, and it showed up on the last 2. I think it'd be a little odd if I asked Josh what he thought about his own stuff. So, Grant, what do you think about it? What do you think about Josh Kalis' 4th and 5th part on life?
I'm listening.
I watched them both. They showed it. I was really hyped on it. It was very well done. It was cool for me to watch the Jaquan stuff. I loved watching like your new footage, the tray flipping over the trash cans, because it'll always just remind me of the Love Park one. And I was hyped they showed this clip because legit this clip comes to my mind honestly every time I think about Jaquan and every time I hear Josh Kalis' name is the fakie 5-0, the fakie front foot impossible out.
Yep.
Because I've never once seen someone else do that. Mm-hmm. And especially like how short it was, just how quick footed it was, you know, like that's insane to me. So I was like, they put that clip, and
I got a reason for that too, though. Why the shortness of it?
Is it easier like that, or like what do you mean?
I think it looks better to for a trick like that, like fakie 5-0, fake flip anything.
Because it's quick.
Yeah, it looks better
I agree.
to boink it out, you know, because then it doesn't give you the chance to like catch a
Set
balance,
up, get all perfect.
Yeah, it's just kind of, and you use the in to pop it out, you know, like
the way you get into
like the in to out, you know.
I don't know how you get your goddamn foot to wrap around that thing, man.
Yeah, that made no sense to me. That was
so. Is fakie front foot impossible like a trick you have, or is that one that you worked on just for that, or like?
Nah, there was like back in the early '90s, it was like a thing, you know what I mean? And then I would always use that one when we play a game of skate up the Euro gap. I would just use a front foot impossible. Tight. And then I was seeing people doing front foot impossibles just randomly on videos or whatever, and I was just like, man, they're doing it all wrong. Like that trick used to be real sick, like back in the day, back in like Ocean Howell and Damian Carbajal days. And so I was just trying to think, like, what's the one thing you could do to make a front foot impossible dope, you know? And anything out of a fakie 5-0 is dope. So
yeah,
luckily,
I love that trick.
Luckily, when I do fakie 5-0s, I'm real heel heavy. You know what I mean?
Like so it helped you out.
Yeah, so I just played with it on a curb one day and was like, "Oh shit, that actually can work." So
yeah, Medina,
what did you think of Chaos's fourth and fifth part? Or you could talk about the whole series on the online.
I'm a fan out in front of the homie and shit, dude. Nah, honestly, those are so like well done, dude. Like. I'm hyped that we've seen the epically laters, and now we get like not more in depth, but more.
It's a little different perspective, right?
Yeah, it's a little different perspective. It's just like a play off of that, so to speak. Like, I mean, when you talked about the Texas and the New York shit was really fucking cool. I thought that was sick.
Well, you know, Barra.
I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, Steve fucking Barrett actually approached me and wanting to do it, and I told him, I'm like, isn't it kind of a little too similar to Epically Later, you know? And he said that he wanted this to be way more video part focused, where Epically Later was just kind of stories throughout, you know, my whole skate kit, and then this one was going to be more focused on like DC video and time code and, you know, that type of shit. So I was like, yeah, let's do it. And they killed it, dude. I mean, I sat and talked for fucking 6 hours, you know what I mean? In a warehouse. It was 6 hours. We went through everything. Like there's a whole lot of shit that didn't come up or come out in that. And it could have been to protect me. It could have been to protect people. But the older I get, the more, you know, I'm opening up, you know what I mean? Because whether it's the skate game or shit that happens on the street, and I'm like, dude, stories are crazy. Like people don't know that. I seen something on Slap because, you know, I pay attention to Slap and I like those guys. And you know, somebody mentioned on there that where I mentioned outshining the Ricky Oyola era. You know what I mean? And he was like, he got all bent out of shape about it. But the reality is they don't know that, you know, people were stealing wheels and blaming me, or dude, there's just way more to the stories than what really people what people know. You know what I mean? And so I don't know. You know, there's all stories, man, and it was fun. And the Berrics did a good job, dude. I ain't gonna lie. You know?
Yeah, very good job.
My first time going to the Berrics, I played Barra a game of skate, and big spins got brought up, and he said, "Drew, who do you think has the best big spin in the game?" And I said, "Ryan Gallant." He said,
"Yeah, no doubt."
He said, "That's a good one. That's a good one." I said, "Who do you think?" He said, "Josh Kalis, bro." And I said, "You know what?" He said, legit. He legit said that. He's like, "Look at what we can do him into." He said, "You see him doing the back tail?" I said, "All right,
dude, my big spins, dude. On the real, my big spins suck, dude. Like
he would laugh at you. No, he would legit like you. You need. I wish you were there. The passion on your big spin. It was like a newfound hero, a childhood hero. Josh Kalis' big spin was his Superman.
Oh, that's cool, but Gallant has a better big spin for sure. I just got lucky that I can do it to tailside. You know what I mean? But
Yeah, you're one of the first people I saw do that trick.
That was.
Was there someone that you saw doing it before you, or like how did that one?
Yeah, there was a race between me and Rob Welsh, and it was like, it was. We both talked about that trick years before, and just one day I was like, damn, you know what? I'm gonna try to learn that big spin back tail, and then. It was actually part of the beef with the DC video because I did one that was supposed to be in the DC video, and it didn't make it. But Welsh's Trans World part came out.
Oh no!
And dude, I'm telling you, I was watching it. I was watching Welsh's part, and I hadn't talked to Welsh. I don't even know how long. It might have been a couple of years, and we hadn't even talked about big spin back tails for even longer than that. And he does the nollie no slide at third and arm, and he swings out, and it just instantly hit me like he is not about to do a big spin back tail, is he? And he fucking did it. And dude, I literally stood up. I was in my house. I stood up. I put my hands in the air. I'm like, I was so hyped, but at the same time, just pacing like fuck. You know what I mean? So his got out before mine, and that's the way it was, you know.
Yeah. But your footage came out with the DC video that you wanted it to be. You would have came out first, is what you're saying.
It's possible. I don't know. It was like it would have been close. You know,
around the same time.
It'd have been close, but it's all good because Welsh quit doing them, and I realized I like the way the trick looks better than like anything backtail, kickflip backtail, all that stuff. I really like big spin backtail, and now dudes are like.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what about like, what are your thoughts when people flipping out of it now? You're like Shane and Miles Silvis.
All right, I got two answers for that. One is I respect the shit of the difficulty. You know what I mean? It's like big spin backtail. I seen Tom Asta do it to backside flip, and then I seen Shane do it to big flip. And, right. I respect the shit out of the difficulty, but from a visual standpoint, I don't like seeing anything more than just a shove. I like big spin backtail, shove, and that's it. You know what I mean? I don't like a big spin.
Me personally, I like big spin backtail just out of regular.
Yeah, I think holding it
forward.
Yeah. But
I like to pulling it to forward. But
if you're gonna do something out of it, you like to see a shove.
Okay.
Yeah, the shove is the most I like to see. But that, like I said, I respect the shit out of the difficulty.
Yeah.
You know? But you know who's got the best one on the planet? I mean, Shane's is fucking. Shane's got Shane's got the best one. But you know who's got the second best one? Some kid named Fran Molina. You ever heard of him?
I see him on Instagram.
The Barcelona dude, man. He fucking has the illest big spin back tail. Yeah. And the Miles has a real good one too.
Dude, but the Miles one in his 1947 part with the backside flip out looked like it was nothing for him.
Mm-hmm.
You're a big tray flipper like myself, Kalis. Who would you say has the best tray flip?
Like current
of
or
all
all
time?
time? Dude, I really like Kareem Campbell's tray flip.
What?
Yeah, dude. Kareem Campbell, Javante Turner.
Kareem Campbell?
Yeah, dude.
Why you hate on Kareem? Kareem's a legend, bro.
I would have put him as the best tray flip.
Dude, the one he did over the bump picnic table. One of my favorite ones ever is the one he did on flat ground in I don't know if it was 20 shot or trilogy, but he does a nollie flip first. It looks like he just about breaks his tail. And he's wearing a white like a jumpsuit jacket, kind of like a starter jacket. And then he does a tray flip on flat, and it's literally like the illest tray flip.
That's sick.
I thought you were gonna say Jason Lee.
You know what, dude? Was never a fan of his tray flip.
Wow. Well, that right there. That right there is gonna make Right Channel headlines.
I'm not saying he's got a bad one, but he never had my favorite one. You know?
Dude, you know what's a gnarly one is Brophy. If you're talking about pop.
Dude, over the table in the park.
Yeah, like the first dude to do it over a table.
I'm a big fan of.
You know who's got who's got a good one is Jordan. What's his last name? Tranahan.
I never heard of him.
Jordan I don't remember. He's the first one to do it over a table outside at a schoolyard.
Oh, I've seen that clip.
I don't want to take too much of your time, Josh, but I do have a few questions for you if you don't mind. Where did you come up with the K-list when you call Brian winning?
That's my favorite thing ever.
Number one, I don't remember that, but number two, I don't doubt it though. But it would definitely, like, if it was his dad answering the phone, like, obviously is gonna be like, "Yo, tell Mr. K-list," like, fucking. Yeah, there you go, right there, Jordan Trahan. That's his last name, Jordan Trahan. Yeah, I filmed him do a tray flip over the Jaquan block.
Oh,
dude, it was sick.
That's nasty.
You have to. I want you to try and understand that me and Mike Medina both collectively are hyped on the word the K-list. I sent you my snap screenshots. You are saved as the K-list, and when you text me,
my favorite.
I get so fucking hyped when you text me just because it says the K-list every time.
Yeah, but it wasn't like a serious thing. Like,
it's not.
No, we're not looking at it as a serious thing.
All the best things in life, Josh, come out of jokes.
Yeah. No, dude, I fucked with Wenning and Pappalardo hard as shit back then, dude. Like, I remember the first time I ever met him, I think it was like me and Retta and a couple other people in the van, and we pulled up to the pyramid ledges, and we said, "You Pappalardo, you Wenning, get in the van." And they got in the van, and we drove them to just some shitty fucking flat ground spot and was like, "All right, skate." And they were like, "What?" And we're like, "Skate. I want to see you skate." And so they're like trying to do all this flat ground, just like kind of awkward. You know what I mean? We used to just fuck with them hard until they were already getting on the team, but it was like their introduction to me. I treated them like dickheads, kind of.
Yeah.
So
you were the one that tipped off Rob Dyrdek about when you learned that Burton was selling DNA. How did you get that tip?
Wait, what?
You tipped off Rob Dyrdek about Burton selling DNA, selling Alien Workshop.
I didn't tip him off, I don't think. I think I asked him because I heard the rumor.
Oh, well, I was curious about that because there was an interview saying that he had learned. He said, "I got a text from Kalis of all people saying that he found out that Burton was selling, and then that's how he had learned, and then later obtained DNA."
Yeah, so it was probably like that because I don't know. People tell me a lot of stuff, and that one pertained to me. So, I don't know. I had to ask, and I thought maybe he was lying to me, and until he was like, "Dude, I have no idea." And then, the owners at Alien were like, "Nah, dude, if we ever did something like that, you'd be the first to know." And so when I did, dude, I woke up one morning and I missed like 10 calls from the dude Carter, owner at Alien, and I'm like, "What the fuck? What was he calling me for?" And then there was other text messages like, "Yo, Alien sold," and that's when I didn't even call him back. I was just like, "Fuck it." Stupid. Yeah.
What's your relationship like now with Dyrdek now?
It's fucking awesome, dude. I don't see him hardly at all, but we catch up. I'd say like once a month. We'll have like an hour and a half conversation on the phone, just shoot the shit and see what's going on. I'll ask him for if he's got any tricks for whatever part I might be working on. He says, and he laughs. And I laugh, or I'll send him a clip of, my daughter be like, "Hey, put this on your Instagram." He'll be like, "Nah, dude, it needs to be next level." And I'm like, "She's 4, bro. That's next level." And he's like, "Nope, send something better." And I'll be like, "All right." So, I mean, we still have a great relationship. You know what I mean?
That's sick.
Yeah. That's dope. That's really good to hear. Would you hope that he came out with footage, or you're just busting his balls still?
Busting his balls. You know what I mean? Yeah. He's done. He's not scared. He's about to have a baby, and then he's claiming he's having 4 more babies directly after that. And he's just, dude, he just bought some like multi-million-dollar piece of land that he's building his multi-million-dollar house on, and it's gonna be his compound. He did it. He's upriver.
Right.
I was waiting for that term.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
That's awesome.
So do you know any, since you talked to him, has he mentioned anything about the DC deal? Has anything developed out of that?
Nah, but I found out like what happened originally about it, because what ended up happening was like the bankruptcy courts wouldn't renew his contract. They would only renew like certain contracts that fit with whatever financial stuff they were dealing with, So they wouldn't renew his, but he was in the middle of renegotiating because he wasn't leaving DC, and they were going to make a deal. You know what I mean? And I think it was the Ride Channel or somebody put it out there that he wasn't on DC anymore.
Yeah.
Right.
Which led to whatever phone call he got or email he got from some other opportunity that I have no idea what it is or who it is, but that's it.
So
DC,
him and DC are no more.
Yeah, I mean,
damn. That's weird as fuck. Don't you agree? Isn't that weird as fuck?
It is, yeah. You know what I mean? It is, but at the same time, it's like, what are you gonna do? You can't stop a dude from continuing to grow. You know what I mean? And we at DC have to, you know what I mean? We just got to do our thing. It's like it's nothing but love, especially with him.
Yeah,
he did a lot for DC. You know what I mean?
A lot. What are your thoughts since you're close with Jamie Thomas, or still are, about Fallen going under?
Dude, it sucks, man. I personally don't know like what kind of business was going on in Fallen, so I don't truly know, but in my opinion, there's 2 or 3 really big dogs that came in hard over the last few years and kind of sucked up all the shelf space, you know what I mean? And there's just nowhere for companies to sell their shoes, It's like, it's hard, man. It's real tough. It's like a new world out there, dude.
Yeah, that's true.
A couple, when was that? I don't know. Pretty recently, we talked about on here about your departure from Heliclips.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Is there anything you could share about that, or was that hard, or are you stoked on how things are going to go over there in the future, or what's up with that?
Well, to tell you the honest truth, with Heliclips, it was I had a lot of ways that I wanted to do things and try things, but I didn't have enough ownership to actually make those moves happen. I had to go through like a certain channel or whatever. And while I was doing Heliclips, I started another website called Speed Society, which is like Heliclips, but in the automotive world,
Mm-hmm.
And that one, dude, we get 40 million page views a month. I mean, it's like,
whoa.
It's so massive that that's what I do the majority during the week. I was like, I go to Speed Society and we do events, and it's real similar to like, skating. It's just a different world, but I was spending so much time with Speed Society and doing my own skate stuff that Heliclips, I just kind of didn't do anything with it for almost 2 years, So a good friend of mine, who's been with Heliclips since day one, being a filmer and editor and doing all that, basically he just took my spot, and now he's got an opportunity to be, figure out business and learn things and work with other companies, and so that's how it went down.
Nice, cool. Thank you.
Even though you didn't do anything over there at 2 years for Heliclips, I'll never forget the opportunity when I had to go over there to Colin's house and I met you, and I was nominated for a Helly's Award. Although I did lose it to old boy Gary Rogers, which makes so much sense in the world. That was a real moment for me, and I always appreciate that, and I always appreciate Heliclips and the work that you did over there.
Was that at the mansion, or where was that? I'm trying to remember which
in
one.
Encinitas, it seemed like a fucking mansion. Jesus, that place was big.
Yeah.
There's a picture of you on the wall.
Yeah.
I was playing pool over there, and then had a DC white cube right there. I was like, damn, I need to be pro. Shit, you guys are living hard. I didn't know if that was your house or his house. You guys are crazy.
Shit. I wish that was mine. That was Colin's house.
Fuck, that thing's stupid. Does he still live there?
No, he sold it actually. But
Jesus Christ.
Grant,
that house is bigger than your house, Grant. That house.
No, it was 60. If I remember, it was like 6,000 square feet plus a 2,000 square foot guest house on an acre of land. It was dope.
On an acre.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
And he had the pool. He had the pool built right next to the house, 13 feet deep, so you could jump off the roof into the pool.
Oh.
And then I talked to Bragg about it, about the whole segment of you guys pretending to be in Paris and you guys filmed in his garage. That was a moment.
I mean, that's when to me, like, Hella Clips was really, doing good moves. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you guys were dope. But since you're moving over to the automotive industry a little bit, or automotive, committee, more and more, because I know you've always been involved in it. So I saw this old footage of you racing cars with Kerry Getz.
Yeah.
In your Beamers, in your respective Beamers, and I thought that was dope. And so a question of Riz came to me: have you raced with what other pros have you raced against? Was Nyjah ever one? You ever raced against Nyjah?
No, never raced against Nyjah. You know what? But I don't street race anymore. Those were back when I used to street race, because I used to skate all day, and then go to street races at night. So that was my deal for the Philly days when I lived in Michigan, even Chicago, all that stuff. I would street race at night, and yeah, I don't know. There's not a pro skateboarder in skateboarding that can fuck with me in racing cars. Not one. So, like I do real deal shit, dude. Like we rent out airstrips and
and you just pop off.
Okay, so you do it legit now. You do make sure that's a safe environment. You're not out there in the streets anymore. Yeah. I did see another video of you, old video of at a street racing event where a Honda Civic was going against a Banshee. Does this sound familiar?
Oh yeah, 100%.
And it lit on fire.
Yeah.
Were you there?
I hosted it. I hosted it. That was in Philly on a street we call Crack Street. And so you would run the street races after 2 a.m. on that street. After we went to like the popular street racing streets, the Crack Street was where they run from money. And those dudes on the Banshees were coke dealers, dude. Like they had so much money from dealing coke, and they would drive down in their Beamers and tow the Banshees, and then race whoever thought they had a fast car, for $5,000, $10,000 or something like that, and they would run.
Damn.
Yeah. Yeah, those dudes were gnarly.
So what's up with the Civic? It was just too much nitrous oxide?
Yeah. Yeah, he sprayed too much when he tried to launch it, yeah.
Yeah. What's the craziest thing you've seen out there in the streets with stuff like that? Was that one of them?
Nah, dude, I've seen people die, dude. Like, yeah, I've seen a lot of people die, man.
Shit.
Mm-hmm. I mean, the worst.
It just got real.
Yeah, the worst is when like somebody crashes and they kind of get out, or you're helping them out, and then the ambulance comes and they're like talking and blinking their eyes and doing all that shit, and then you hear, 5 hours later they died, and they were like 17 years old. So yeah, that's just pretty heavy.
That is, man. That's got to be like the gnarly side of it, man.
Damn.
It is, dude. I've seen cars end up in trees, like literally like up in the tree. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Up in the tree.
Yeah. But it even happens at the events that I go to now. A friend of mine actually I do a standing half mile, which is 0 to a half mile. And a buddy of mine's car went 195 miles an hour, and he got on the brakes too hard, and it spun out, hit a rut, flip, caught fire, and I mean, it was gnarly. He ended up walking away from it, but yeah.
Damn.
Mm-hmm.
Hollywood, you got any questions for Mr. Kalis?
Yeah,
I don't want to take too much more of his time.
I definitely would like to ask you about John Shanahan. They're calling him the young Kalis.
You know what? I've never met him. I haven't met him yet.
Man, style-wise, I'm having a hard time thinking that's not young Kalis up there.
Dude, he's sick, dude.
He's so good. Yeah.
You seen his footage?
Yeah.
He's even rocking. He's rocking the DCs like you and everything. He's got the straight '90s kit down.
Dude, it's like a modernized '90s. I think it's super sick.
I think it's really cool that he's on DGK too. So it's almost like he's taking the torch, so to speak, man.
Yeah. Well, my opinion is like, what skateboarding is missing right now is people that have, their own lane. Because like when I was coming up, we had our own lanes. We had Love Parks, and then there was Pier 7s and Barcaderos, and there was like places that people called home, you know, and they rep their cities and they rep their spots. And it seems like over the last few years, there's been way fewer of that. You know, everyone's been kind of moving to California
and then calling it home.
Yeah, I mean, San Francisco, like you don't even really see any type of scene from there. You know, if you go there, you go to the island, you know, and then you skate with the crew, the island mob they call themselves. But you don't see it. You don't see it like in skate videos. You don't see it anywhere. And I think somebody like John Shanahan, he's from Boston, I think, but living in Philly or something. But you know, he seems to be skating with the same crew in the same city, and it's allowing somebody like myself to relate to that. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Or you know, Chicago. Like if in my opinion, Neen should move back to Chicago. And like
we've been saying that for years, man.
Yeah, you know, I feel like Gallant should have never left Boston. I think PJ should have stayed in Boston. I think a lot of these pro skaters, they just kind of get obscure because they're leaving what people know them from. You know what I'm saying?
So do you like that Malto's still out in KC most of the time?
I do. Yes, I think it's awesome. I wish like he had more. I haven't seen much footage from Malto.
What about the case with you? You moved around a lot.
Yeah, you know, mine was a little different because when I was living in Chicago, I was with the Chicago crew. When I was in Philly, I was with the Love crew. When I was in New York, I was with the New York City guys, like the RBs, and I was embedded in like the actual scenes from these places, you know. But now I'm old enough, I can live out here in California, and because no one's really expecting like a new Love era. The Jaquan be random, and I told myself when I first started skating Jaquan, I was telling the locals, the little young kids, I'm like, look, dude, I'm not turning this into Love Park, just so you know. I ain't doing shit. Next thing you know, it's like I go every Sunday, to it. You know what I mean? And my 99% of that Berrics thing was filmed on the same block.
Yeah.
You know, like this trash, the bump to trash cans, all that shit is literally on that block, you know?
So, I mean, is it true, like, Sunday is the best day, but it's still a bust on Sundays, too?
Dude, yeah, it's a bust on Sundays. Matter of fact, the security guard has been trying to spray people with pepper spray and all that shit. But
fuck that.
Nah, but everyone knows the deal. It's like, you skate. If the security guard comes out, you don't give a shit because all they're going to do is call the cops, and the cops are going to come in either 30 minutes or 2 hours. So,
they got better stuff to deal with in LA, don't they?
No, the cops honestly don't give a shit. They come, they wait for everyone to leave, and if you hang around, the cops are going to hang around. But if you just go down around the corner, the cops will leave in 10 minutes, you know? And
so it's not really that big of a deal.
Nah, you just go right back up to the spot.
Got to play the game.
Security guards come out. You just pay them no attention. You know, you just keep skating, and it fills up. 50, 75 people end up getting up there, and maybe the cops come, maybe they don't. You know,
that's sick.
Mm-hmm.
What did you ever do with that jersey barrier that was in your shoe covers? What did you ever do with that thing?
I don't know. I think maybe KT might have. I think we just stashed it somewhere because I kept it behind my house for like years when I lived there, you know? Because the motherfuckers try to like hide that shit from me. So
they don't want no more triplets over.
I wasn't having that, dude. I wasn't having that. Like,
nope.
I don't know. You know the story about that?
No, but I would love to hear it.
No, it was on the right channel. But please, if you could share, yeah.
I'll just make it quick. But these guys. I told Ryan G one day, I'm like, look, dude, I want to skate one of those barriers off tile at Love. So keep your eye open if you see one. Months go by, a Transworld magazine comes out. I'm at G's house, and there's a picture of Popolaro doing a tail slide on a barrier, shot by G. I'm like, G, what's up with that barrier, dude? And he was like, oh, he started stuttering, you know, and I know G enough that when he's stuttering, he's either about to lie or doesn't want to tell a lie. So he was like, oh, Popolaro found that, but they they stashed it, and I was like, let's go fucking get it right now. And he was like, there's a problem. And it was Rob Plahowski and Papalardo fucking stood on G's truck and put that shit over a big iron fence where a bridge comes and meets like a triangle, and there's a big fence right there, so keep the bums out, you know? So I said, drive me over there. Yeah, so we drove over to the spot, and there's the fucking barrier behind the fence. I went straight to the Home Depot and bought a Sawzall and fucking made G wait, cut through like every single one of those iron bars. It took me like maybe 45 minutes or something, and then we bend them up, and got the barrier out. And that's why I had like, I don't know, 15 photos on that fucking barrier, because it was like
battle just to get it.
My thing was like, yo, Papalardo did a tail slide on it. Like, all right, fuck you then. I had like 2 covers or a cover and like 8 ads, and then that love photo. I mean, that was all in spite, because I just wanted one photo. I wanted one photo on the fucking barrier, and these dudes hit it. They hit it from me, dude.
So looking back, it's a blessing in disguise that it got hidden. Got more clips.
It is. And you know what's fucked up is I was cool as shit to those dudes back in the day, man.
Oh, so you were bummed that they were doing that?
Yeah, it kind of hurt my feelings. But I was also the dude that was like, fuck those guys. You know what I mean? Like, when I started paying attention, that's when it started changing for me, you know? And then, I mean, you see what happened. Like, you see what route some of those dudes ended up on, and I stayed on the skate route, and that was it, you know?
Yeah.
There's no hiding it, you know what I mean? They try to do me dirty, you know?
They hit it for you so you couldn't skate it.
G's words to me were, yes, they hit it because they didn't want you to skate it.
That is a bummer.
Dude,
that's lame.
So weird, dude.
So once you find that out, you skated obviously the same day. What?
Nah, I skated a couple days later, but
okay. So you got the barrier. You're skating it.
Yeah.
You obviously see those guys around still, right? So what's the relationship like after once you find that out?
Well, that's when the relationships started kind of diminishing. That was like the very first. Like, you know, weird shit started getting weird in Philly, dude. After a while with some of those guys, and I can't pinpoint, you know, why or what it was about, but then it was over when Papalardo and Plahowski moved to New York, because I went to New York and I seen Papalardo at Flushing, and I thought, you know, everything was cool. I'm like, yo, what up, Pops? And went to skate over to meet him, but stopped to say somebody else a dap, you know, like, hey, what up, dude? And then when I looked back up, Papalardo was gone.
Whoa.
And so I was like,
he did a fucking Houdini. He's like, okay, it's coming.
Hey,
get the fuck out of here.
He did do a Houdini, and that's when I started asking people like, yo, what's up with Papalardo? You know what I mean? And then, you know, I didn't talk too much. I saw him in Barcelona. I tried to have a talk with him about turning pro. You can't just turn pro for a board company and then that's it. You gotta keep turning pro. You gotta turn pro for a shoe company. You just gotta keep up and, you know.
Sure.
I don't know what the word is. Yeah, you keep progressing but he was drinking a lot of wine, dude. Like and then thought I was, you know, he thought I was being an asshole, but the reality is I was just trying to, like, you know, motivate and talk to him, you know what I mean? And it trickled down because, you know, he was really good friends with Plahowski. So, you know, I'd run into Plahowski and it was kind of like the same situation. It was just like they weren't fucking with me for some reason. And I was just like, all right, whatever.
So that's it. You know? They're still not fucking with you as far as you're concerned? Is it at least cordial?
Well, you know, I don't have any static. You know what I mean? I got no beef with any of those dudes. So if I say what up, though, and they don't want to give me a dap or something like that, well, then they can fuck off. You know what I mean? But they're not in my world anymore, you know?
Right.
And the fucked up thing is I brought them into that world. You know what I mean?
I didn't know that, but that's news to me. That's even more fucked up. I'm curious. Oh, did you have more to say about that?
No, that's it.
Okay, wonderful. I'm curious about the Alien thing, because you're really, I mean, regardless if you like it or not, Alien and you, that's a big, strong era. I still look at you as an Alien writer, even though you're on DGK. What's your relationship now with with all the upriverness and all that shit, you know, with Dylan and Ave.
You know what? Me and Dylan have always been cool, man. Like every time I see Dylan, it's been cool. Every time I see Dill, you know, it's cool. We just talk shit on everything. Ave, I don't know. Ave got mad at me a couple of years ago regarding something I said about the way I think I said something about them treating Mikey Taylor shitty, or I don't remember what I said. Something in an interview.
Mm-hmm.
Ave didn't like that shit. So he let me know that he didn't like it. I think it was.
How did he let you know? He just told you, or what?
He's just barking at me, dude. I think we talked on the phone, and he was like, "Dude, you have no fucking idea." And I was just like, "All right, dude. Well, hey, if I got it wrong, I apologize." And that was it, dude. I haven't seen him. I haven't talked to him. And that was like a couple of years ago. So, and that sucks because Ave was always one of my like favorite skaters, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's interesting though that you're still. I mean, it's good. Obviously, they're still homies with Dylan. You still have a. Like, if you see them, that's all good. Just because they're, like, seem to be so close, you know. But, I mean, they all have different experiences.
Yeah, right. You know, I mean, everybody has their own, like, take on things and opinion on things. And, you know, I guess I rubbed Ave the wrong way on something. So, yeah. As far as I know, he's pissed off at me still, but I don't know.
But you don't give a shit, huh?
I mean, we live in two different worlds, dude. You know what I mean?
You're not losing sleep over it.
Nah, you know, it's me and Abe were never best friends anyway. You know, we would see each other on tour, or you know, he would come to Philly, or I would go to LA, and we would see each other, and it's all good. But like I said, like he's not in my world, and I'm not in his world, so I'm sure he doesn't lose any sleep over it anyway. You know?
Yeah, makes sense.
I still enjoy watching him skate, but
you were hyped on him winning Sodi? Like you feel like he deserved it?
Yeah, I thought it was sick, dude.
His propeller part?
Sodi, I don't like Sodi anyway. I don't like the way it goes down because, you know, it's way more political than
it used to be.
Than it needs to be. I don't even know how it used to be. But when I started paying attention, you know, when Mike Carroll or Salman Nagar or all those guys won Skater of the Year, to me, I was just young, and it was just like they won Skater of the Year. I didn't even really know what that meant. But once I got old enough and realized what it meant, and then I got a little older and I realized, like, there's politics in some of it. I just
people like campaign for it now.
Yeah, I don't even care.
It's like the president race.
It's like, oh, it's the first of the year. Like, okay, let me drop these 3 video parts. Get the
and then sit on it until like December.
They're like they're lining them up. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So it's like,
and I didn't know that. You know, like did Appleyard do that, or did he just win? I have no idea. You know,
right?
So I never paid attention to that shit. You know what I mean?
How do you feel about dudes like Wes Kramer who are like just all in it for the fun of skating and shit like that?
Dude, let me tell you something about Wes, man. Wes, I was in a DC trip in Phoenix, like I don't even know how many years ago, and the DC current team manager, this dude named Jimmy, introduced me to Wes, and he was like, yeah, you know, we're thinking about putting him on DC, and after a day or two, I was like, nah.
What?
Really? This dude, you know what I mean? I was like, nah, come on, man, I'm good, you know, like. Yeah. Wes was always the nicest dude in the world, but I was like,
he doesn't fit the DC criteria. I understand.
Nah. But I tell you what, man, like now,
I thought it was new. It was news to me too. I thought that's a funny fit. Look at the team right here. Look at the team.
Yeah,
this guy. You know what I mean? I get it. Trust me, I understand.
Nah, but the reality is Wes has become what I would call a franchise player. You know what I mean? He's like, he's the face of skate mafia. You know what I mean? He's
absolutely
like, he's really grown into, like future legend. You know what I mean? He's sick.
I mean, looking at that poster, it definitely makes sense. But then think about the additions, like Cyril's not on that poster, and T-Funk, and those dudes, like.
Well, this is an old poster.
Yeah, no, I know, but I'm just saying, like, the way the team has changed, especially with dudes that you would compare to Wes in a way of like very raw, put out a lot of footage, just skate. Like I would say Cyril and T-Funk are just like that. And not that the rest of the team isn't, but at the same time.
No, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, there's like this big movement in skateboarding where it's like back in the old DC days, it was like aesthetics, you know, it was kind of like jerseys and technical shoes, and you know, it had its own aesthetics, but now those have changed and shifted. You know what I mean? It's a lot more just a bigger variety of the way somebody looks, the way somebody skates, what tricks they do.
Definitely.
You know what I mean?
Which I feel like a lot of brands are like that.
Especially with dudes like Evan Smith. Like, he definitely doesn't fit the former DC criteria, so to speak, that we all grew up, like, you know, like seeing or whatever, like you said, with the jerseys and the sport gear or whatever. Like, but Evan doesn't fit that at all, but yet he's so DC. Like, at this point, I mean, Evan's DC to me.
Yeah, well, I mean, the whole game changed. You know what I mean? Especially with the social media part of it. Is now you realize.
Yeah, I meant to.
Yeah, sorry. Now you realize that there's 100 different kinds of skateboarders. You know, there's dudes that are doing no complies and slappies and tray flip, quick grind, nollie flips. I mean, the genre is just massive now. So you try to cater to everybody. You know what I mean? It's a lot different than it used to be.
Yeah, absolutely. And I feel like Wes, again, bringing up Wes, he's almost like fitting all of those styles into one.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that he's probably one of your more favorite skaters because he's the one that actually stays, you know, in the town that he grew up in. He reps San Diego real hard. When you think of San Diego, you fucking think of Wes Kramer.
Wes is the dude when it comes to
There's been a lot of skateboarders who lived and came. Derek was one of them. Chad Muska used to live here. You don't think of those guys when you think of San Diego. You think of Wes fucking Kramer.
Absolutely. What, every kid in my school loves Wes.
Yeah, Smolik for sure.
And you know what else? You know what else about Wes though is Wes is like ridiculously loyal, and that's actually hard to find nowadays. You know what I mean? Is somebody that's so loyal where, like, I know for a fact on some of the offers that he's gotten to quit shoe company, board company. I mean, you fucking name it. It was like life-changing offers, you know, and he didn't take any of them. He didn't quit DC. He didn't quit Skate Mafia. He's gotten wheel offers. He rides for his boys at OJ. I mean, he's ride or die, and that is super rare. So even if I do like Wes, but even if I didn't, like, the amount of respect that I have for just that side of it is huge, you know, because that's hard to find that these days, man. I mean, you got people wearing fucking monster shit mixed with other logos, and it's just like, it's like, what do you? And you're wondering why, like, you know, I don't want to get into it, but it's commemorable, man.
Yeah. Why would you say you're that way too? You're loyal to your brands?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. That was something I wanted to talk about in your Berrics thingy, how you were like, at this point in my life, I'm pretty much just riding for the brands that I support. I was like, yeah, that's fucking sick, man. That's fucking sick. Because, I mean, what is it, DC, DGK? Like, these are the brands that you're, like, affiliate, like, you're associated with right out the gate. You know what I mean?
Also with Silver, too, if I had to be frank, there's a lot of people who don't like Silver. And you still fucking rock them, even though everyone else has jumped ship.
I mean, some people jump ship for fucked up reasons. You know what I mean? It's like, all right, so the trucks are doing great. Everyone's making big money, and so-and-so over here, you know, they get a big contract. They get a contract that Silver Truck's bigger than what a board company would pay them as a pro.
Crazy.
But now Silver Trucks, every company has their ups and downs, right? And it's who's going to ride it out when it's down. And so it's down, and immediately when it's down, like, you're going to say, you got to get your pay cut 50%, right? But because your pay gets cut 50%, you're going to dip out, you know, and you're going to go try to find some other stuff that probably pays even less. But in my opinion, that's just like, well, fuck you then. Like, you're going to do that. You know what I mean? I'm not doing it. Sure, my cut's been, dude, my pay at DC's got cut 50%. And it's not because of my personal sales or anything like that, but it's because, you know, you got to, sometimes the company has to reinvest or it's got to make its moves, you know what I mean? And it's like, are you going to ride it out for the company that's been riding with you, you know, and overpaying you? Like, there's a lot of skaters out there that get paid, you know, big money on board companies, but only sell $500 worth of boards a month. But they think the board company is making big money off them. And so they have a problem with that. And when you actually tell them the reality, they're, then it's like, oh shit, I already quit. You know what I mean? I can't get that money. I can't get that money anywhere else. And it's just like, yo, you got to fucking ride it out. You know what I'm saying? They paid you 5 times what your actual value was. And now that they have to reel it back in a little bit so they can readjust over here, you're going to just quit. Like, all right, that's cool. And then, it's a bad look on the company and nobody really knows what really happened. You know what I mean?
I have to ask this. Part of me doesn't want to, but I have to because he rode in the same team as you. But what's your take on Keelan Dad's move from DGK?
You know what, Keelan, and this is, I don't know about his pending thing. You know what I mean? I have a hard time believing that.
Me too.
I have a hard time believing, knowing Keelan, I have a hard time believing that he would actually be involved in some, like, whatever they're,
right.
trying to claim he's involved in, allegedly.
Sure.
But, Keelan was making a move for Keelan. You know what I mean? Him and DGK, whatever went on between them with contracts and whatever it was, is really not any of my business, but he made his move and he was doing his honey brand and he was, crushing it as far as I was concerned, I mean, Stevie did it. Andrew Reynolds did it. Like, those are the times to actually do it,
At your peak.
Is when you're peaking and you're at your time, and if something's happening between you and the current owner, I mean, that's when you do it, Somebody like me, I just turned 40. It's like I got no business fucking starting up any type of board company, you know what I'm saying? It's like,
I don't know, look at Koston and Guy if they're gonna start doing it. I don't know.
Good for them if it works. But like,
same thing with Dylan Ave too.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
Dylan, that is a good point. I mean, they got those Supreme kids lined up.
Brian Anderson when he was trying 3D, but you saw what happened with that. But there's cases where
I mean, yeah, both sides
it's happened.
It'll work and it won't work.
A lot of these guys are smart, especially when they do it when they're a little bit younger.
Because they have room for error.
Dude, they got room for error, all that. They're smart.
Yeah.
Me, I got lucky with my Speed Society thing. So it took a lot of, what am I going to do the next few years? Who knows? The skateboarding's still going to be, my number one. Is it? Right. Who knows? Am I still going to be doing video part? Who knows, dude? But now I do give a shit, but at the same time, I don't give a shit because Speed Society's got me covered, and skateboarding is now ridiculously fun and awesome, and I can just work on projects. You know what I mean? So going back to Keelan, it's cool. It's cool if he stayed on DGK. It's cool if he started his own company. You know what I mean? It's a win-win for him. It sucks that he's wrapped up in whatever he's wrapped up in right now.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I only have 2 more questions from you. And again, I appreciate the time so much. You said you weren't going to be on an hour. I was like, yeah, you're going to be on here for over an hour. I knew it was going to. The second you texted, I was like, yeah, right.
It's all good. I'm chilling. I'm home. I'm
glad. Wonderful. So you're not a fan of the Insta ledge, huh? The ledge that goes over. Is that true? You're not a fan, huh?
I don't know, man. I just posted it to be funny. You know what I mean? It's whatever. If you live in a small town and you can't find somewhere to skate, fuck it. Put up your Insta ledge,
So what I'm really trying to ask you is, are we never going to see you skate at Insta ledge?
Probably not. But I'm in a different world now. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
If I wanted to, yeah. You know what we used to do though for our Insta ledges was we would go to Home Depot, buy a piece of angle iron and some polyurethane,
get it on there,
and do that. I think clicking them together and putting them on top of something is kind of weird. But
when do you think you'll retire, Josh, from skateboarding?
That's a weird one because as a skateboarder, how do you retire?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I don't know. Heath did it. I don't know how he did it, but he did it.
From what I remember, Heath just really didn't like the pressure of trying to have to outdo himself every time, Mm-hmm. And if that was the truth, I don't have that position because I don't try to outdo myself every video part. For me, it's about just capturing what I'm out skating. You know what I mean? I don't try to outdo myself, man. And so the beauty of skate, and when, you know, some people figure it out, is that I lost my train of thought.
No, that's fine. It's late. Your Pistons are, you know, a little fried up a little bit, but
well, think about it. Like, you know, would you ask the same thing to Dennis Buzenitz or Guy Mariano or Eric Koston? Like, are those dudes that you would consider that they would retire someday? You know, because they don't do contest. Well, look, they don't do contests. They don't. You know what I mean? They're not in that world. They're actually in a represent brands type world. You know what I mean?
The only reason I asked is because you seem to be going. I mean, you're pretty. I feel like you live a pretty colorful life with. You know, you hang out with your daughter. She's over here at parallel parking. I thought that was real cute on Snapchat. That was real dope. Or I don't know if you upload it on Instagram. And then you're doing your Speed Society thing. So I don't know if you're in transition of getting ready to retire. That's the only reason I ask.
No, actually, to tell you the honest truth, the skate side of it is just getting fun again and more interesting, because it's skateboarding from an industry point is seem. And you know, truthfully, I'm not really in the industry world. You know what I mean? I don't own any of it except for my bolt company. I guess I do, but I don't own any of it. I don't hang out with pro skaters unless I'm skating. I'm just not really that involved. So everything I know, and it's always been like that. Back in Philly, like
you like it like that?
I do, yes. Mm-hmm.
Why is that? You feel like if you're too involved, it'll take the fun away from it? Or you just don't care to be that involved?
You know what it is? It's like I have my friends. I have my real friends. Some of them skate, some of them don't skate. None of my true friends, like my family style friends, became pro skaters, you know? So I don't know. I don't know them. I know pro skaters, like take Dane Vaughn, for example. I know him, but we skate together, but we don't go to the bar together. We don't go hang out together. Like his chick and my chick aren't friends. You know, our friends are in a different world. Or if I go to Chicago, right? It's like I'm hanging out with the Rudas, you know, or the Kens, or the guys that I grew up skating with that now work at the skate shop, or they own the skate shop. It's, you know what I mean? It's always been
right
like
about that, by the way. You're right about the Blue Town Jesse now. Yeah, you're right. I was wrong.
I apologize. I was correct.
He is the Kalis.
Oh, man.
That's it. Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, you know, take the Skate Mafia guys. Like, I skate with them all the time. I skate with Wes and
is that who you
Dan Connolly.
Is that who you usually skate with? Is the Mafia guys? Who you usually skate with?
No, I don't have a usual.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't have a usual crew, but when I'm done skating, I go home, you know, and I might meet the car guys at the shop and work on the car, or I'm hanging out with the family. You know what I mean? It's always been like that for me. I've never surrounded myself with other pro skaters. I surround myself with like-minded people, you know? So I don't know. It's kind of hard to think about, but that's how it goes.
And that's why he's the Kalis. That sounds like a show. For Josh Kalis, Grant Fierro, and Michael Medina, I am Andrew Ariano. This is Skate Fillet. Check us out. Download us on iTunes. I would greatly appreciate that. That's been the show. We'll catch you guys next week. Thanks for listening.